Message from General Pepper. Priority 1.
We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the Lilat system and is trying to take over Corneria. Our army alone can't do the job. Hurry, Star Fox.
Wait, so your entire army can't defeat Andross? So you expect 4 animals and lab coats to do it? Slippy Toad! Peppy Hair! Falco Longbottom! Fox McCloud! Not to be confused with Scott McCloud, who's awesome. For some reason, this zoom-in shot isn't in the intro of the Star Fox 64 on the 3DS, which I don't understand. I saw that on YouTube. That's where I get all of my information in life. Hi guys, I'm John Bro, and I cordially invite you to Let's Play Star Fox 64. Oh, this is going to be so great. This is probably my second favorite game of all time. So, I'm going to do what everyone does at this part, and I'm going to move around the 64 with the control stick, and everyone stares at it because 64 is a good number. It's the square of my favorite number. And it just looks cool. I mean, who wouldn't want to look at this 64? It's so sharp looking. You could probably stab someone with that 4. In fact, let's try that. Die, Slippy! Die! 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 I'm stabbing you in the heart! That would have been so cool if that worked. Oh well. Anyway, the reason this is going to be part 0 instead of part 1, I'm not going to go into the main game just yet. That'll happen in part 1, because I have special plans for that. Plus, I don't want to explain all the controls on the way through the first level, because I could explain other things, like that are special to the first level. And that's why training mode is here, and everything can be explained for me by this weird, creepy bear with creepy eyes and a Peter Pan hat. So you kind of expect the training mode to be on your home planet, Corneria, except that's what's in the background. That planet over there is our home planet, Corneria. Kind of looks like Earth. So what is this place that we're in? What is this? Kind of looks like the Death Star, except in a Super Nintendo retro style. I don't know, that's what it looks like to me. That's what I've always thought. So yes, up is down, down is up. And that's just like a plane, of course. I don't think there are settings to change this, but there probably are in the 3DS version. I don't know, I haven't played it. To barrel roll, press Z or R twice. Yes, barrel roll, one of the most useful things ever. And if you forget how to do it, Peppy will remind you through the entire game. Bomb detonating, typically useful if you're trying to kill a whole lot of enemies on the screen at once. And you don't really usually do that unless you want to get a high score, which you do want to do eventually. Maybe not if this is your first playthrough of the game, but once you're practiced enough with it, then that is probably recommended. So for the fun of it, I'm going to destroy one of my wings. Every time I play through this, like I've recorded this a few times. I'm actually recording this after part 1. Every time I've played through this, I keep saying wings instead of rings, and rings instead of wings. So, I think I'm just constantly distracted by all these Superman 64 rings. So yes, this thing coming out... Oh wait, wrong thing. Well, I guess I could explain these gold rings, too. These gold rings, they increase your health, your maximum health, for the remainder of the level that you're going to be playing, if you collect 3 of them. But I don't know what happens if you collect 3 more exactly. You don't increase your health anymore, or your shield, I think that's what it's called in this game. I think it gives you an extra life, but I'm not certain about that. So the thing I just collected earlier, which looks like the thing I just collected again, that's what repairs your wings. Because, as you may have noticed, when one or both of your wings is missing, then you kind of slowly sink downward to the ground, just because you've lost your balance. I mean, that's not fun. And that can actually pose to be a problem. You might not expect it to be much of a problem. You might expect to be able to control that really easily, which you sort of can, or you'd think you would be able to, but no, it's more difficult than you'd imagine. So yeah, the boost thing, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm just gonna... It's better shown than discussed. Somersault can be kind of difficult. I have messed it up several times in this tutorial already. So I'm just holding both of the buttons that you need to hold down for a really long time just to make sure that I do it. Yeah. You don't have to do that, but I'm doing that because that's what works. And it says press down and left C to do a U-turn, but you can't do a U-turn here. You can only, you can only do that in all range mode, so why does it mention it here? I have no idea. I guess just in this linear area, you're expected to pay attention to everything more than you are in all range mode, which we'll see at the end of this. Yeah, holding R and Z to go left and right faster, very helpful. Especially in this tutorial, whenever you're trying to get all the rings. You don't have to get all the rings, though. Which is one thing that I really like about this. One thing that's really cool about this tutorial level to me, that I like more than any other tutorial in any other game that I've ever played, is that, one, it's completely optional, and two, there's so much freedom to it. Like, you don't have to do anything that it asks you to do. You can just sail straight through the level and not do anything that it asks you, and you'll still be okay. It won't be like most games where they say, okay, so you have to do this or else you can't proceed to the next thing you have to learn, and you can't play the game unless you learn all these different little techniques that you're never going to remember because they're so complicated. Yeah. So yeah, this is all range mode. You can move all over the place. This is how you U-turn, which is down and down C. And you'll notice in the map in the corner, the square-looking map, most levels, or actually every all-range mode area will be square-shaped. If you go to the edge of the area, then you'll make a U-turn automatically. And in the battle mode in this game, it has an all-range mode as well, except whenever you reach the edge of that kind of map, then you're automatically warped to the other side, so that's kind of strange to me. So one thing that I want to point out, or actually two things that I want to point out, if you play through training mode long enough, and if you're familiar with this game and you know who Starwolf is, then after you defeat 100 of these enemies, you get 100 hits. Or not necessarily if you've beaten 100 enemies, because you can get hits through combos with the charge shots. But after you get 100 hits, then Starwolf will appear in this training mode. And that's kind of fun. It's just kind of a fun feature. It doesn't make a big deal out of it. He just kind of follows you around and starts shooting at you. But that's about it. You can still shoot him down pretty easily. This is Rob64. Keep up the good work. Shut up.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah. But the weird thing to me is that if you play through training mode long enough and you decide to see just how high up the hit counter goes, which I have never done, but I mean, that would just, who would do that? But apparently it goes up to, like, in earlier versions of the game, it goes up to 999 like you'd expect it to, but, well, in later versions, it apparently goes up to 511. I don't know why they would change that. That's a weird number to end on. But yeah. This training mode is so cool. And it kind of summarizes the whole game in a way, because there's so much freedom to the way you can play this game, which I will explain later. And I say this is Star Fox 64. It's also called the Lylat Wars in certain areas. So I guess I could just I could either keep commentating, or I could cut to whenever I have 100 hits, so you don't have to stare at me just on the screen, just shooting enemies down over and over and over again. But yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. We're about there. Shut up, Rob64! And there we go, there's our 100th hit. And you'll see that black dot at the top of the map in the corner. That is Starwolf. Press start and choose quit to quit. Yeah, I don't want to quit yet. I want to fight Starwolf. Yeah. So if this game looks easy to you right now, this is just a tutorial mode. This is training mode, so you can't expect it to be that difficult looking yet. But eventually, this game gets insanely difficult. In fact, I've never 100%ed it. So this might be my first time to do that in this Let's Play. Oh, is Starwolf still alive? I'm gonna kill him with my somersault. There he is. Now I'm following him. Now he's dead. Ha! There you go. but he still respawns even after you kill him, as you will see eventually on the map, right? There he is, yeah, coming from the right side. So I'm going to take that creepy-looking bear's advice and quit training mode now. But it was fun. So next time, in part 1, we are going to begin the true adventure that is Star Fox 64. Which is... I think this is probably the best game on the Nintendo 64. I don't care what you say about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, I think this is better, personally. Just my opinion, but yeah. So thank you for watching, and I will see you later.